Welcome to 2019 Story Times with Nikki. Hope you guys had an amazing holiday season and even more amazing new year. I hope you got your resolutions in check. I hope you guys are ready to be the best versions of you that you can be and take on this year like a freaking hurricane, okay? Because I know that I am. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, but it's the new year and I really enjoyed my first Christmas with Ezra and the new year and all that. I just really enjoyed hanging out with my kids and with my husband. I sound like I'm grown, okay? But anyways, I missed you guys so much. I missed my studio. I missed story times. I know you guys are feeling the same way. So enough of me rambling. Get your wine, get your snacks, get your blankie, get everything you need because we're about to have story time, girl. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy. As you guys can tell by the title, today's story time is going to be about the first, it wasn't like the only time, it was the very first time that I was in the back of a cop car. I'm excited to tell you guys about my ratchet history, so let's do this. As usual, before we get into today's story time, today's glamour shot of the day is my beautiful Glamazon. She sent me her glamour shot on Twitter. Now, before we get into this beauty right here, as you guys can see, she's not using her actual name on Twitter, which is very smart, but a lot of times I don't want to call y'all by y'all's Twitter handle. I had to hit her up real quick and ask her, you know, what her name was, how you pronounce it, and all that. This is my girl, Ariana. Isn't she gorgeous? Thank you so much, Ariana, for sending me your beautiful glamour shot on Twitter. If you would like your chance to be featured as my glamour shot of the day, don't forget to send me your beautiful selfie to either Twitter or Instagram using the hashtag GlamazonShot. GlamazonShot, don't forget Instagram or Twitter. I just toggle back and forth, but thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. You guys know that I would not be here without you, and I could not do this without each and every one of you guys, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. I would love to have you be a part of my Glamazon family, so don't forget to hit that big subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell because you never want to miss a story time, okay? I need a little bit of coffee. I got some Starbucks gift cards for Christmas. Usually I don't even like be trying to mess with Starbucks no more because I gotta leave my house to do that. I decided to treat myself, okay? And if you guys were wondering what I like to drink, I love peppermint mochas. I really do. My mom thinks it tastes like medicine. She thinks it tastes nasty, but I love peppermint mochas. Today we're going to be talking about one of my older cousins, and she's actually a second cousin because she's my mom's cousin. I need to give her a cute name because when she hears this, if I give her an ugly name, she's going to be pissed. So I'm going to give her the name Terry. We're going to call her Terry, okay? I love you. Terry, like I said, is my second cousin, but we're all just cousins, okay? I have a bunch of cousins. She's one of my cousins. Now, Terry had kids already. She had 3 girls, 3 beautiful girls. And when I was a kid, I would go to her house sometimes and like hang out with the girls because I didn't have a whole lot of girl cousins that I was around. During this story, her oldest girls, I want to say were like around 9. I think they were like 7 and 9. My mom told me that Terry and the girls are coming over and I was super excited about it. And I remember that during this time, I want to say it was like maybe towards the end of the week or like during the weekend. But I know that I went back to school the following week. I had a field trip with my choir class to Six Flags. And so I wanted my cousin to braid my hair, okay? I used to braid my hair a lot when I was younger because my hair was so thick and curly and wavy and I lived in a humid place. I went to amusement parks, okay? I could not have my hair loose and then be on the roller coasters because y'all, it would be a war to untangle my hair. So anytime I went to like the water park, the amusement park, anything like that, my mom always wanted my hair braided. The person that did braid so well in my family was Terry. So Terry was coming over specifically to braid my hair for my field trip coming up in the next few days. And if y'all know anything about braids, you can keep them in for a while depending on your hair texture and all that, right? I don't know about y'all's family, but when family comes over in my family, I always send the kids to like go play so that the adults can have grown folk business. So that's exactly what happens. Or fast forward, I mean, a good minute. Finally, my cousin Terry called me out of the room and she was like, hey, I'm ready to braid your hair. They all came out into the living room. They put on a movie for all of us kids, right? And then my cousin sat on the couch and she had me sit in between her legs on the floor so she could braid my hair, right? You can't cannot be the slightest bit tender-headed if you are getting your hair braided by my cousin, okay? Because y'all, I was in so much pain. My cousin finally finished my braids, okay? And it was like hours. By the time she was done with my hair, everyone was starving, okay? Because it took so long for her to finish my hair. My mom and my cousin are like throwing out different places that we could possibly go, including myself, 4 kids, okay? And then my cousin and my mom. And so they weren't trying to get us all in the car and take us all to a restaurant. No, they were trying to pick something up and take it home. We decided on fast food. It took a minute for us to finally choose where we were gonna go, but we got it down, okay? First of all, Jack in the Box has changed. And secondly, I'm convinced that Jack in the Box in Texas is way different than the Jack in the Box here in Colorado, because I was like in love, obsessed, enamored, infatuated with Jack in the Box in my hometown, okay? Here, where I live, and like in Colorado in general, no offense, if you like it here, cool, but I think it tastes like booty here. Oh my god, you guys, they had tacos. Have you guys ever had the Jack in the Box tacos? They had the best tacos, and they were 3 for $1, bish. 3 for a motherfucking dollar. She said, Nikki, go with your cousin and help her with the food. I loved going with my cousin, okay, because she was crazy, she was fun, and she would like blast the radio and bump her speakers. Like, she was so much fun, right? So I was like, yes, we're gonna go on a taco run. Having a good time. We get to Jack in the Box. I don't know why, but we always called it Jack in a Crack. Let's go to Jack in a Crack. I don't know why we always said that, but that's just what we said. Get all of our food, and it's like a crap ton, okay? We have this like huge bag of nothing but tacos, sauce, and like our drinks and straws and stuff. Still bumping our music, and we take off, and we're headed right back to my house. In bliss right now, okay? Because like I'm smelling these tacos. I got my fun ass cousin. I'm about to like eat like a queen of Jack in the Crack. Living my best life, looking all cute with my braids. I just looked up, and the ceiling of the car was flashing red and blue. Like looking up all confused, and I look over at my cousin, and my cousin's still like, ah. For a split second, y'all, she didn't even notice, okay? Like that there are blinking lights. Before I could even say anything, we hear whoop. I look behind us, and there's a cop car, and obviously we're getting pulled over. She just looked in the rearview mirror, and she just stayed quiet. Like I couldn't get a sense, like she wasn't freaking out, she wasn't nervous, like nothing like that. She just was like, okay, I guess I'm getting pulled over. She pulls off to the side. The cop gets out of the car and comes to her window. Cop, you know, of course asked her, do you know why I'm pulling you over? When he asked that question, my cousin was weirdly quiet, because remember, this is like my loud, crazy ass cousin, right? Asked that question, and she goes, no sir, I saw you pulling out of that shopping center, and you completely blew through a stop sign, and you didn't stop at all, so that's why I'm pulling you over. Stay quiet and let them have their conversation. He asked her for her license, registration, and proof of insurance, of course, and then he went back to his car to like run her plates and run her ID and everything. Literally, the moment that that cop walked away from her window, my cousin starts freaking the fuck out. She started taking off her jewelry, and anytime what does it mean whenever your cousins, your family member, you start taking off your jewelry? You are about to fight. Like that's usually what that means. All of her jewelry, necklace, bracelets, rings, earrings, everything. And she's going like this and just dumping it into my lap. And she's like, hold this, put this in your pocket, put this in your pocket. What you mean? Like, what am I about to put in my pocket? Terry, what did you do? I was like, Terry, what is going on, y'all? I was so scared. My cousin is like freaking out, giving me all her shit. I don't know why. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, what is going on? Oh, I'm asking her, you guys. I'm stuffing her shit into my pockets because that's my cousin. Like, that's my cousin. The cop is still in his car. I'm so confused, and I'm like, why do I have all your shit? Why is it taking so long? She was like, so I'm going to jail right now, so I'm gonna need you to take all my stuff home, okay? What you mean? You're not going to jail. You just ran a stop sign. It's a ticket. Even I knew that, okay? And I was only 11. I was like, you ain't gonna go to jail for running a stop sign. No, I'm for sure going to jail today. And I was like, why? Because this is one of the counties that I got a warrant out for my arrest. So he's looking up my information right now, and he's about to find that out, and he's gonna come over here and cuff me. I'm gonna go to jail for a few days until we get this figured out. You know, she said it so nonchalant that you would have thought like a warrant was something that she picked up at the grocery store. Like, oh girl, I just got a warrant. What you mean one of the counties? Like, how many warrants you got? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, Terry, what you mean? How the hell am I supposed to get home? I don't have no cell phone to call my mom. We didn't have no cell phones back then. Like, nobody knew nothing. He comes up to the window. My cousin's really calm still. She rolls it down and he doesn't have anything in his hands, and he put his hand like on his belt, you know, like the big utility belt that they have around them all the time. I need you to put your hands up and I need you to step out of the car slowly. And he opened the door for her and asked her to step out of the car. He turns her around, puts her up against the car, tells her to put her hands behind her back, puts handcuffs on her, and then turns her back around to face him, and they're talking. And I could hear him say, you got outstanding warrants in like 3 or 4 different counties, and like, you know, you're going to jail or whatever. The whole time my 11-year-old ass is sitting in the passenger seat holding my breath because I am so scared. That cop sounded pissed. He was so mad. I had my cousin out there and he's talking to her, and they were talking for a good minute, and I was like, is this what it's like to get arrested? Like, you like sit there, you know, in handcuffs for like a half hour explaining yourself. Like, I didn't know that there was like a pre-jail interview, you know what I'm saying? Because like she was standing out there, and the whole time I'm not trying to talk to the cop. I'm not trying to like get in no trouble. I don't know if they're gonna take me to jail too. Like, I have no idea. Would not put her in the cop car. He just had her there on the side of the street all handcuffed. Then all of a sudden another cop car comes up and he parks in front of my cousin's car. So now we have a cop car behind us and a cop car in front of us. So I'm like, oh my God, that's the person that's gonna take me to jail. They need one cop to take her to jail and one cop to take me to jail. So like that's oh my God. I was like, I'm going to jail. Oh my God. Like looking right at me through the windshield, and you guys, I'm not even trying to look at your ass. The car was turned off, because if you've ever been pulled over, especially if you're going to jail, of course they ask you to turn off your car. So the car was turned off, so I didn't have a way to roll down the window, so I had no choice but to just open the door so that I could talk to him. He was squatting outside of the door so he could like be at my level. I want you to grab all of your things. I'm gonna give you a ride home. So he gets up and he backs up so that I can get out of the car, right? So I step out of the car, and you know, of course I'm only 11 years old. I don't have no purse or nothing. So I just step out of the car and I stand next to him, and on the other side is my cousin with the other cop. That cop sees that this cop is about to take me home, so now he's free to take my cousin to jail. Y'all know how like when the cops are putting someone in the back seat, they'll always put their hand on top of their head to like scrunch them down so they don't hit themselves going inside of the back seat. So the cop was doing that, okay, and was like, he had my cousin, you know, on the top of her head, and like he was like leading her in the car. Y'all, tell me why my crazy ass cousin, she's like getting into the car, you know, like this, you know, trying to get into the car. Hey, don't forget the tacos. Y'all, this entire time, because of everything that was happening, I completely legit forgot about all the damn food. The cop standing by me looks in the car and sees like this huge ass bag of Jack in the Box tacos and all these to-go drinks. I think she's talking about all of those tacos, and I was like, yes, sir. Took all those tacos into his car and put them in the front seat. He was like trying to find a spot for all this shit in his car. Opens his passenger side door, y'all. And like, I'm gonna say this right now. Cops are so disorganized. I'm just saying, okay? His car was a mess. The whole passenger seat was like filled with papers and stuff. So he hardly had any room. So he's like moving things over, trying to find a spot for all our tacos, and then like emptying out his cup holders. He could put the drinks in there and stuff. And so he's like trying to stuff all of our shit into his car. I'm like looking at him sideways because he's just making enough room for the tacos. And I'm sitting there like, dude, where am I gonna sit? Like, you got papers and stuff all over the seat. Like, how am I supposed to sit in the car? He looked at me, he goes, oh no, he goes, I can't have you in the front seat. We're gonna have to put you in the back. And I get into the car and I buckle myself in, and it is the most uncomfortable back seat I had ever been in my life. The one that I was in, okay, because I'm no expert, but the one that I was in, literally the whole back seat was plastic, like hard ass plastic. And then right like where your butt is like this little hole, hands to kind of go in there and rest in there, because usually you're handcuffed whenever you're being put into the back of the cop car. In that moment, I just remember thinking, wow, if this is what it feels like to be like a criminal and like going to jail, I'm not about this uncomfortable seat life. Absolutely not. So I give him directions directions to my house, and he turns onto my street where my house is. And the minute that he turns onto my street and I can see my house out of the window, I start panicking because now I'm getting a ride home from a police officer, and my mama is about to be so pissed. This is like my worst nightmare. My mom's the type of person that anytime anybody was rolling into her driveway or like in front of the house, we had this big window that faced the front of the house, and she was always looking out the window. Like if she heard any cars coming up the driveway or whatever, she'd always be like, ooh, who's that? Like, who's at my house? We didn't even step out of the car and my mom was already standing on the front porch like this. Like so scared, I'm all booty tight. Better have a good reason to be bringing the police to my house. Police officer goes to his passenger seat and pulls out the big ass bag of tacos and then starts handing me the drinks out of the cup holder. I keep looking back at my mom, you know, while I'm like grabbing the drinks, like, ha, see, not a big deal. Like, you know, we're being friendly. I feel like my mom just put pieces together. Get up to the porch and I hug my mom immediately. It's like, let me get my daughter inside. I'm gonna put the tacos down and then we can discuss what happened. And he was like, okay, great. My mom just like leaned into the front door and she put the tacos on the couch. My mom stood out on the porch for maybe 10 minutes. It was pretty quick, and she talked to the police officer and then she came back inside. My mom came and talked to me to figure out what happened, and she told me that the police officer told her that my cousin had a bunch of warrants out for her arrest. Not for anything like substantial, like she was just a criminal. It was legit for like unpaid parking tickets and stuff like that. Like if you don't pay your tickets, they will put a warrant out for your arrest after a certain amount of time. I told my mom and I was like, oh my god, like I thought that she was in big trouble and I thought she was doing stuff she wasn't supposed to be doing, mom. And my mom was like, why? You know your cousin, like she crazy, but not like that. And I started emptying out my pockets like on her bed. My mom started laughing her ass off and she was like, oh, she was like, my cousin's smart. When they take you to jail, they take all of your possessions and they don't give them back to you until you get out of jail. She was like, and sometimes they don't give you all your shit back. So like, you know, they be thieving, they lose your stuff, and you don't walk out with everything that you walked in with. You see what I'm saying? So she was like, your cousin decided to take all that off so that she doesn't lose it, it doesn't get stolen. So that is the story of my first time in the backseat of a cop car and why, and with all my tacos because of my cousin. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up to let me know. It helps out a lot. Also, leave your comments down below. I cannot be the only one with crazy family that has like experienced stuff like this. What's your experience been like? Have you ever had to get a ride home from a cop whenever like one of your family members got arrested or went to jail? Or is it just me? I know it ain't just me. Don't be sitting up here acting like it's just me, because I know it's not. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Peace out.